看见齐柏林基金会的董事齐廷欢，谢谢。哎，还不用出来哦。然后这个文编美编是谁呢？这个是我们高雄的黄雪玲，文编美编是我们高雄的洪玉婷。不晓得您对这个文宣你满意吗
？Do you like our editors, our promotion editors? Now, let's see. When we thought about Qi Bolin, it's the honor of Taiwan's. In 2019, we can see this drum teams to start the event. And because the time limited, we were starting from these videos. We need to present 300,000 photos into sections divided from mountain, rivers, and land. So when you first come here, you will see he like to photo the mountains, and these are the equipment that he used while performing his jobs. So this is rarely you see on the screens. And he has a lot of plan about the future exhibitions, and I would expect there will be more educational projects to let people understand how we can provide, how we can take care of the environment. So, well, from the footage, from the picture, from the flyers, and till now, let's see if he changed any bit. About his footage, that's tons of footage that he present. So, so these are keep happenings. Every year he performs. He produces lots of videos and lectures and events. And well, in this event, we combine all the environmental protections and through the footage, like such as there are more than 100,000 viewers of these events, and hopefully we can make another progress for the next 5 years. And we appreciate that iNews can collect all of this footage. And guess what? Why I have the honor to invite Qi Tinghuan to the stadium to make his presentations. Well, it's starting from our CEO Yan Bowen, Executive CEO Yan Bowen. Tzu Ji starting to cooperate with Qi Bolin's foundations. And Tzu Ji worked with Qi Bolin's foundation to cooperate this event. And this event was held on the Earth Days. So, well, my father's habit is the place that he took the pictures, he will return back to the same place to take another set of pictures to see the difference between years. And also, and we also recruit some more young generation can send up their area photos and to become another Qi Bolin, and also to find out the difference of Taiwan's. And when I first fly with my father, my father always tell me when you carry a camera, put on the strap first. And I will reply simply, I'm standing still while my camera will drop. Hopefully, not only me can see the beauty of Taiwan. In 2017, when Qi Boling suddenly passed away, the landscapes kept changing. Well, when you look at the river, it wasn't really a river, because the color has changed by the factory polluted wastewaters. Well, I have to race against times before it's too late to make a change. And I believe that the image can spread the 80,000 times faster than words to make people better understand the earth. So through this footage, we can understand how dedicated he was to make his efforts to let people see the land. And that's finished. So, well, my father always came back to the same place to document the difference. And well, my father will fly on a helicopter through the Danshui rivers, and he will keep going around and around to get the complete footage. Even you gave me $10 million, I wouldn't want to do it. And my father says that, do you really sing Taiwan? Maybe you didn't. Well, when I give lectures to students, their responding is very well. They really enjoy my speech. And well, through our daily recycling work, and we can promote this concept of Qibolin. We can work together to protect our environments. So everyone, even a little efforts, everyone can become Qibolin's. So let's welcome Qibolin's sons. So I like to be with you because you have positive energies. You are very, you look very young. And well, they also provide these books that through their foundations, and also with the autographs from Tinghuan's. And Li Jun is the well, in 2017 is a shocking days because the director Qi Bolin was accidentally passed away due to the plane crash. It is a great loss for Taiwan's, but through the sorrows, we can better understand to continue his mission. And we don't really understand how he dedicated his lives in making the film. And well, through Qi when he told me about his working attitudes. Actually, Director Qi, he is afraid of heights, but he can fly up to above 10,000 feet to make the aerial photographies. And there was some news about Qi Tinghuan years ago. Actually, he also, Qi Tinghuan, he has his own path to work. He doesn't really interesting in this area of photography, but because of Qi Tinghuan, because of Qi Bolin, he want to continue his spirits. Actually, my father didn't leave me lots of fortunes, but a lots of debts. So when he shared among Taiwans, giving lectures. He didn't charge for anything. He just wanted to express the love that his father, the spirits of his fathers. So we will appreciate your support to our foundations. So when Xi Tinghuan saw this report, he liked me. Actually, we invite him long time ago. Well, his story is very touching, and I also see the from the social media's report about him, and because this affinity that their foundation work with our Tzu Chi Foundation, we cooperate together. And so we have this honor to invite Qi Tinghuan to arrive at the stadium to make his presentation. I think that he speaks very very fast. So for the interpreter, it might be a very challenging. But just use your normal speed of words, and he has no script about his presentation. So let's see how we can do about it. And well, let's welcome him again with the. We like to be with you because you have positive energies. And thanks to Teacher Mei Yun. Teacher Mei Yun mentioned about that I speak very fast because, when you see it on the TV, you will see the subtitles, so I can speak fast. But when I make my presentation live, and I will slow down my speed. Actually, my affinity with Tzu Chi it started a long time ago, when it was before my father become the area of photographies. He has met the master Shangren, Master Zheng Yan, and he met with Master Zheng Yan, and he told Master that he want to make a films, and Master encouraged him that whatever he needs to support, we can support in the as much as possible. Actually, Master also shared her own stories that she created this foundation all by herself and through a lot of efforts in order to become the Tzu Chi today's. And when my father was at Hualien, he also made his presentation. And he also took a lot of photos about the volunteers and the abode and the Jingsi Hall. So when my father passed away, Master Zheng also sent her condolence to our families. And well, the first section, we recruit for the photos that we have more than 3,000 pieces of photos. Well, I was very honored that I can be here at the Tzu Chi Kaohsiung Jingsi Hall to attend these study groups to make my presentations. Usually, I come here to visit my friends and my just sightseeing, but this time I came here with purpose to make a presentation here, and this place is very cozy. Well, about the all the volunteers the sisters and brother here, they really take very good care of me. The first impression about Kaohsiung, the weather is wonderful. Well, when I drove over down to Kaohsiung on the way, it was raining, but by the time I arrived at Kaohsiung, the weather was wonderful. Okay, um, I'm going to start my presentation about this seeing Taiwan from above. What I would like to share is a story about my father's. Well, my father always told me to look at Taiwan from a different angle in order to see Taiwan. Well, can you tell what mountain is this? Well, it's Yushan. Well, before when I was teaching in Taipei, I asked the students about this same questions. What mountain is this? And they tell me it's Himalayas because it's snow and it's high. Well, from the story, you can tell that our children they rarely understand what Taiwan really looks like. Well, Yushan is like the highest peak, the highest mountains in Taiwan. It's the when it was raining, when it was snowing. Well, well, for my father's, well, this is the highest peak in mountain. From the sky, what we see is not only is majestic, but also the spirits of this land. My father often say, when you look down from above, you will realize how smart we are and how deeply we must respect these islands we call home. Actually, Taiwan need to unities, need to work together, need to work together to protect this land. Even without the different religions and different races, we need to pay more care about this Taiwan. And what kind of person will document Taiwan from above? Well, he was. My father was raised in a very nice environment. Well, my father lived right next to Taipei Yiling. Actually, is a very quite a pricey area. But 50 years ago, and it was surrounded by grass fields, rice fields. Actually, so actually, my father was he was just a officer worker at the first. And my father, well, compared with the office worker, my father loves nature even more. So after he graduated, the first job he take is become a photographer. But he doesn't really study anything about the how to take photos, how to take photos. He just learned it on his own. Well, Dai Tinghuan always interview us about the bullying about my father's photographies. And do you remember the how many films that he took? Well, actually, I have flew with my father's above on a helicopter before. And well, at first he was working at the magazines companies, and he during his job there he has a chance to take the aerial photographies. And after that is the first time he get on the helicopters. and only once and twice a chances to get on a helicopter. And well, there was a what a highway interchange from above. Taiwan revealed patterns were never imagined. Well, because my father was working at the engineering companies, and the company asked him, maybe you can take the photos. Well, my father is very interesting in the photographies and especially the aerial photographies. And the highway one, no one can offer you helicopters to make the films. So So when you took in the trips to shoot the highway ones, you will shoot a lot of footage on the way. And every time he had to capture the perfect image, my father will carry an entire row of cameras. Well, actually, actually every hours of flying, it costs $100,000 per hours. So we need to seize the times to make sure all the equipments are good, are in the good conditions. And the work on the helicopters, you need to prepare a lot of things that you can see the cases, the cables, and the crew bending down to check every details. And once it departs, it will fly for 2 hours. And the view from above the clouds, from sunlight breaking through, is truly beautiful. And let me show you the reality. This is what it looks like. When, when he first boarded the helicopters, he has a brand new insights. You know, lots of people rarely even take the planes, but he was on the helicopters. And the view that he had never seen it before, but he was so lucky that he has the chance to see it from above. But because the cost is very pricey, so you need to seize every moment to capture as many pictures as possible. And do you know how the pictures were taken? Sometimes he will lean out of the helicopters. There's no door, and well, the rule was restricted that you cannot open a door during when you are in the airs. Well, if you drive a cars with no doors, there is not against the rule, but this is well, when you fly in the airs, you are not allowed to open the door. Well, there's no door on the helicopters either. And here you can see him fully focused. Well, he has to suffer from the he was very noisy because the helicopters roars and also the birds and also the wind. So it's actually very noisy while he was flying in the airs. And he has to keep communicate with the pilots because sometimes he need to fly lower altitude in order to get a better shoot. And well, sometimes for entire hour he only take one pictures because sometimes because the weather condition not allow him to continue flying. And why it is necessary to use the aerial photographies? Well, actually, in our government, we make the documentary every years. And from above, the city will looks different. And every year, the government keep documenting the changes of the cities. And well, then Taipei Yiling Yi, when you see it from above, will make you feel very different. It's both the landmark and reminder the development can lift us up, but it can also case along the shadows. When you look from above, you will have different feelings about this. And look at this. This is a Xinyi district from the shooting from above. And look at this. This is the chaos of the construction sites. Well, can you tell where is this place? It's become the train station of our MRT in Kaohsiung. Well, this is in Danshui. Well, by the river, the farmland once stretched wide, and now the tall buildings rise. Riverside parks take shapes. On above, it looks beautiful, but well, beauty must not build us. Beauty must blind us of what we lost. And now look at the riverside nowadays with all of these high-rise buildings and with the park. Well, why my father insists on the aerial photographies? Do you think he just enjoying the pretty pictures? Actually, heading out of the helicopter, my father captured not just the images, but memories and warning and hopes. And let's look at these. This is taken before the earthquake, the Jojo Peak in Wufeng. Well, this was taken before earthquake 921. When you see at before the earthquake, it was still covered with green hills. And right after the earthquakes, they went in helicopter and flew into the sky and taking another photo after the quake. You can see after the earthquakes, the slopes collapse into bare and broken ridge. And the next picture was taken in 2011 after 12 years. Can you tell the difference? The color has changed. Actually, when the tree falls due to the earthquakes, it will not grow back right away. It will start rooting first, and in order to grow taller, maybe for our generation, we cannot see that. But this is the pictures 12 years after the earthquake. And this photo is called Lalu Islands. Do you know what this island used to name? It was used to call Guanghua Islands. Well, after the collapse, after earthquakes, the heart of the Sanmu Lakes, Lalu Islands, after the devastating 921 earthquake, this is the way it looks like. And when you went back there, when you go back there again, well, the governments carried out a major restoration works, allowing the island and the lake to once again reveal their beauties. And well, this is the Wufeng, the Lin's Family Gardens. Well, on September 21st, the 921 earthquake struck Wufeng Lin Family Gardens, and it into rubbles. So now it was restored by the governments, and when you took the picture against, well, the building restoring brings it back to life, a symbol of resilience and memories. Well, look at this picture. Well, it's easier to make the pictures, but you need to have these better equipment in order to help you to take a better shoot. Well, to renting these equipments, there's a camera mounted on the helicopters. The rent of this is over 1.5 million per month. Well, when a helicopter in the mid-air equipped with this aerial camera systems, it can this represents how he conducts his work, flying thousands of hours over Taiwan to document the environment changes. And this picture was when Chibo is standing on a mountain with members of these Aboriginal groups. All of them were wearing the traditional red garments. Well, all of the children, they walk onto the Yushan on their own feet. And this is a picture of the director Wu Nianzhen. He was the narrator of Beyond the Beauties. Taiwan from above a decade ago. And 10 years later, he once again lent his voice to Beyond Beauty 3. Well, seeing Taiwan from above, we want to name the title of Seeing Taichung, but the director Wu Lianzhen suggests us that this is our land. Well, his voice has a very educational voice. Well, director Wu Nianzhen, well, we want to invite him to become the narrators, but let's consider about the price of director Wu, because he was so famous, he must charge a lot. And director Wu just work with us with no charge at all, and we really appreciate that. And Beyond Beauty, or the music, the background music, it was composed by musician Ricky Hall. But musician Ricky Hall, he says that, well, I already make a lot of money already. Actually, he is a Singaporean, he's not a Taiwanese, but he stayed in Taiwan for more than 40 years. And after he watched the film, he saw a lot of places that he had never seen it before and never visited it before, and he was also very touched. So he was willing to offer a lower price to be the composer for the background music. Well, in 2013, Beyond Beauty Taiwan's front above premiered outdoors at the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. Well, in these films, at first, the promotion, well, because we cannot afford the advice, the promotion fee that will cost $6 million, and we cannot afford it. So why not we doing the outdoor premiums broadcast? Well, well, we like to invite people, no matter where they are, invite them to come to the outdoor stadium, to Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, and over 3,000 supporters, and to watch the film together under the star and witness his debut. And this picture in Barcelona, Beyond Beauty, was recognized at the International Environmental Film Festival, one of the world's most influential eco-films events. And actually, well, winning this prize, we were rewarded the prize about $40 million. And at first, my father used $10 million to make the donation to get feedbacks of the supporting corporation that supports our job, our film before. Well, and for the rest of the money, he used to buy another feed the cameras. Well, then he established a film company because he wanted to shoot another scene from above too, but he accidentally passed away in 2017. Let's watch these videos. This is the helicopter used for aerial filming. He has to communicate with the pilots. So, well, we just returned from Yushan, but when we were in the air, we can see the bright sunshines. But in 2009, I rent these equipments from United States, and I saw the footage, the quality was extremely good, and I tried to try any way that I can also own this equipments to document Taiwan's for long term.
When Director Chi decided to purchase the camera system, I was excited for him. He had such a good vision of what he wanted to do with the aerial cinema, and anyone that wants to jump in and use technology and use the latest equipment to execute their vision, I admire.
Well, it's really hard to work with Director Cheese. Later on, I realized how he dedicated and how he worked so hard. And every time before depart, he had to make a fully preparations. He carried this all on his own. It's actually it's a very uneasy job. He has some special hobbies, and before takeoff, he will always talk to the helicopters. Well, you have to stay stabilized today. So you had to function well. And well, once when we just take off and the camera was struck by the insect, And because the lens was stand by the insects, so we need to land again to clear the lens, and then take out again. It was very time consuming. We didn't really take much of the pictures.
To say 400 feet above the ground, where a helicopter can fly to 10,000 feet. You can fly a much longer distance, well beyond line of sight, and the helicopter can be very low and then rise up to be very high and very fast. And you can also arc and bank. The other part about aerial filming, it's very much teamwork with the pilot. The pilot is carrying your tripod. The pilot is moving that camera through the air for you. So the pilot needs to have the ability to take your vision for that shot and make it happen.
Well, what is our attitude now? Can we fly a little bit lower? Well, the pilot said, well, I will try it. It's very windy. Well, when we took out, the pilot said things that because it's too windy, it's not safe to fly in that altitudes. But lots of time, because the weather's the clarities of the view, it matters. Well, sometimes when we take in the trips up in the airs, because the turbulence, because of the wind, lots of times we might not be able to successfully complete the missions. So the pre-works, so the work before every flight, he has to make a clear plan of like he had to plan of all the spots he would like to make the photos, the every stop up, the every places. Well, when we want to fly the helicopter into among the trees, it might not be an easy job for the pilots to operate the helicopters. Well, some of the areas, because Director Chi had to make a lot of homework before he took off, and even the pilot has never been to the areas.
I was amazed to be working with Director Chi, who helped me understand very much about Taiwan as we flew down the western side with all of the agriculture and industry in large cities, and then when we went all the way to the south and came back up to see the very rugged mountains and the incredible coastline. I've been many places in the world, and I was amazed by the beauty of the landscape.
Well, Director Chi made a lot of preparation before takeoffs. He made these special glasses that he can see both far and close. And to operate these equipments in the air is very challenging, and he can complete all these tasks by his own. When we were planning to take flights, and it happened to rain on that day, so we had to cancel the flights.
Director Chi were alive today, what I would want to say to Director Chi. I would want to say big thank you. You made the ultimate sacrifice for your art. You brought tremendous beauty to the people of Taiwan, not only by introducing and sharing your view of Taiwan, but making changes in government regulation and in people's minds. We live in a world where we're all connected, and for that I say thank you.
with a persistency and courage to document Taiwan for 25 years. Well, I always admire my father's spirit. First of all, because he wasn't, people doesn't really recognize his action at the first, doesn't really supporting him. But he went through all the way here to make these achievements. And well, when he was making the films, lots of people tell him that, well, you're gonna lose a lot of money because this is not profitable. So actually, he encountered a lot of negative suggestions, and also met some supporters to support his missions. So in my conclusions, everyone can become Chibolin as long as you're willing to do it and put the protection environment into actions. So you can see that he really looks like his father's. And like you said, everyone can become Chibolin as long as you put in the efforts. And through the footage, through the image, that people can see the realities, how the earth was damaged by the pollution, by the human errors, by the human caused disasters. And we really appreciate Director Chi that he documented these films that make us see Taiwan more clearly. And when I was at Taipei to look at the event, and I also write the feedbacks about this events, we really appreciate Director Chi, his efforts to document this beautiful land. We really appreciate your efforts that we can see Taiwan again, to witness the beauty of Taiwan's. Well, when you carry your cameras, your father always very nervous. He wants you to put on the strap first. Well, I don't really care about him that well, he wouldn't listen to what father says. But what really touched us is if Tinghuan wouldn't willing to continue his father's spirits, maybe we will gradually forget about our heart, our feeling about Taiwan. I cannot believe the footage was so pretty. The Yushan was so pretty, and was so honored to see the footage that us can also witness the beauty of Taiwan. We appreciate Tinghuan inherit his father's mission to let us can continue to see the beauty of Taiwan's. And the other audience asks, why don't you use the drone to take the photos? Well, because 30 years ago, there was no drone. And well, my father also tried a drone to take photos, but the high but the drone can only fly up to the certain altitudes, like up to 1500 feet. And because the air flows and the mountains, the drone might not able to complete this difficult task. And also the drone with the battery, it only can last for 30 minutes. So if you want to operate a drone, you need to also come up to the mountains. So the person had to be actually be at the mountain in order to operate the drones. So it's actually pretty time consuming because you need time for the person to climb up the mountain. It might take 2 to 3 days to arrive at the designated site. Well, using drone, it could be easier, but it also has its shortage. But now, the helicopter has a lot of. So nowadays we combine drone and helicopters because a helicopter can reach a higher altitudes and with a better shoot, with a better footage can present it to us. They're both excellence. We really will really welcome you to become one of our volunteers. Well, I am the volunteers of Tzu Chi organizations. We really think your efforts that we can see the beauty of Taiwan, to see the river, the mountains, and how dedicated Director Chi's put on this footage. Well, at first, he wanted to use this footage to transform how we look at Taiwan. And because of some of the government's regulations, well, about the environmental protections, you don't need to overthink. The easier way, well, try not to try not to dry after you drink, and to clean up your own rinse, just to do your own part. Do whatever you are capable to do. Like us, look at the audience. Lots of us use the prepare your own water bottles. And don't compare like what you did today and compare with before, but just keep on working every day. Keep on, even the minor actions will also help saving the world, saving Taiwan's environment. So, well, through his footage, it changed the view of us. And also, I would like to mention about the recycling work in Taiwan, in Tzu Chi. Actually, for Tzu Chi's recycling environmental protection has reached its 35th anniversaries. And another feedbacks. Well, when what the sister says that when your father visits Master Zheng Yan, she was also there, and she was so surprised that she has this affinity and witnessed the interaction between Master Zheng Yan and the Director Qi. We really appreciate your presentation today. You inherit, you pass on your father's missions. Let's give him a big hands for the young generation that can stood up to carry on the spirits of Director Chi Bulin.
Okay, now we will go to China.